Hello and welcome to the iCabbi driver training video brought to you by ABC Taxis Norwich. In this video we will be looking at how to operate the iCabbi driver app along with the Waze Navigation app. Please pay close attention as you will need to demonstrate a good working knowledge of this system before starting with ABC. Logging in. Turn on and unlock your device. To start your shift, first press on the iCabbi driver icon. You can now log in by firstly entering your driver number. This will be preloaded when you have logged in once. Secondly, your PIN number. This would have been given to you by the management team. It is personal to you and should not be disclosed. Press Login. You will now see a few safety notices as well as any messages sent by the office. Please read them and then press OK. You will now see the iCabbi home screen. This is the main operating screen. And note, you are showing available in green. The screen should also show the current zone and queue position you are in. If this is not displayed, please wait a moment for the device to gain a GPS lock. If it still does not appear, try moving to another location to aid the device in reaching a GPS signal. Navigating the iCabbi driver app. Now that we are logged in and on the iCabbi home screen, we will take a brief look at the application's buttons and features. Bids. Starting in the top left-hand corner, we have the flashing bids button. This tells us that there are bid jobs available to us. We will look at these in more detail later. Zones. Moving on, we have the Zones feature. Pressing the Zones button will show all the clear drivers and upcoming jobs that are in range of your current location by zone. The zone you are currently in will always be displayed at the top, and by tapping on any of the displayed zones, you will be able to see both the zone queue and activity details. Base. Up next, the Base button. Here you will be able to contact Base. Again, we will look at this in more detail later. Bookings. Next we come to the Bookings button. By selecting Bookings, you will see three further tabs. The first is Upcoming Bookings. Here, upcoming jobs are displayed by zone, book time, and your current distance from the pickup. This feature is extremely helpful during quiet periods and will allow you to position yourself in zones where jobs are soon to become available. The second is the Next Day tab. Currently, this feature is unavailable and you won't need this. Lastly, the My Jobs tab. Pressing the My Jobs tab, then Previous Bookings, will display all your completed jobs that day with all account and card jobs showing in green. Pressing on an individual job will show all the relevant job details. Messages. Moving on, we have Messages. Here you will find stored all the messages sent from either the system or the office that day, week or month. Please keep up to date with these as they are important and may require your attention. Panic. The panic button. Should you at any point get into difficulty while working, you will need to use the panic button. Please remember, this should only be done in an emergency. To activate the alarm, simply press it 3 times in quick succession. This will alert base that you are in distress and in need of immediate assistance. If accidentally triggered, the alarm can be deactivated by entering your driver PIN and then OK. As previously stated, please remember this should only be done in an emergency. Menu. Next, we have the main menu button. In addition to features we have already seen, by tapping on the settings button, we can adjust not only the brightness, but switch from day to night mode and increase or decrease the font size. We can also see a clear GPS tab. This is very useful and should be used when our device is registering us in the wrong zone. Busy. Finally, on the home screen, we have the Busy button. By pressing here, you will be able to select from either a short 5-minute break, a long break of up to 40 minutes, or to log out. Please note it is important that you always ask the dispatcher before going on a break or logging out. If you have selected to go on either a short or long break, you will notice the Avail button turn red. You are now on break. Upon returning, simply press the red Avail button and this will make you available for work once more. Contacting base. It is very important that you understand this feature as it is the way in which you will contact base. After pressing the base button, you will have two options: to send a message or request a call. Sending a message. If you would like to send a message, this can be either as a custom message or as one of the commonly used predefined messages. To send a custom message, simply press on the Send Custom Message tab at the bottom of the screen. Here you will be able to create your message by either using the pop-up keypad or the voice-activated microphone. Once finished, pressing on the device's back button will close the keypad and OK will send your message. To save time, we would always encourage you, where possible, to use one of the predefined messages. To use these, simply tap on your desired message from the drop-down menu and you will then receive a message confirming that your message has been sent. We will now look at these in more detail. Customer has cancelled. Please void job. To be used in the case where you have made contact with your customer but they wish to cancel. This will notify the dispatcher, who will override the no-show time restriction. Is it okay to do the job as a wait and return? If a customer has not stated they wish to do a wait and return at the point of booking, and so is not in the job notes, the dispatcher must always be asked. Void account job, please resend min fare. On the rare occasion that you receive a void from an account customer, the minimum fare for the pickup point can be charged. Pressing here will notify the dispatcher to send you the correct fare, which you will then be able to add any waiting time in the extras and then clear the job through to completion. Send bus tariff, please. To be used when a job is updated from a 4 to 8 seater. Can I log off, please? This should always be used before logging off. The dispatcher should always be notified, approval given, and any accepted jobs completed. Cancel request to call. This will cancel any callback requests should you no longer need assistance. My no-show has turned up now. This will automatically return the last job to your screen, even if you have been given another in the meantime. Remove via, return to A to B price. To be used when the customer no longer needs a via that has been included in the job notes. Can you change this job to a meter fare? To be used when a customer wishes to add a via that's not included in the job notes. This can be done at any point in the journey, and the price will update according to the distance travelled. Can I please take a break? This should be used when you wish to go on a long break of up to 40 minutes. And to finish, a few common phrases. Yes, thank you, no, okay. Voice request. If you need to speak with the dispatcher, press Request a Call. This will notify the dispatcher that you would like a call back. A message will then be displayed confirming your request and your place in the queue. Please note that a callback will take time and to always send a message where possible. Receiving jobs. There are 3 ways in which you will receive jobs. These are from either the dispatcher, the system, or when bidding on available jobs. In the case of a job offer which has been sent to you by the dispatcher, you will be presented with a blue screen and a message stating that the office has given you the job because you are the most suitable car. To accept, simply tap anywhere on the blue screen. Please note that you must always accept these jobs. The next is a system job offer. These are distinguishable as they only display the zone and your current travelling distance from the job. You will receive these when you have met the set dispatching criteria for the job in question. Again, to accept, simply tap anywhere on the blue screen. Please note, although you will normally want to accept these jobs, it is acceptable to decline them without penalty if you are waiting in position 1 for an upcoming job in your current zone. Lastly, by bidding on a job in an adjacent or nearby zone, when bid jobs are available to you, the bids button will flash and sound automatically. Selecting it will reveal in which zones the bids are available. To place a bid, simply tap on the relevant zone you wish to bid and then anywhere on the green screen. You will then need to wait for confirmation as to whether you have been successful or not. This may take several seconds. If unsuccessful, you can use the Home button to return to the home screen or the Sort button to refresh the page. Please note it is important to consider traffic conditions, route and time of day before making any bid. Cash booking. Here we can see that we have a job offer which is being given to us by the office. We must accept these jobs, so can go ahead and tap anywhere on the blue screen. The customers will now be notified via text message of our dispatch, and we'll also be able to track our progress from this point. Next, it is very important we read all the relevant job details plus any additional information available. Straight away, we can see here that the information button is flashing, meaning we have additional information available for this job. Tapping on the info button will display this. Here it tells us we must go in and collect from reception. Pressing back will return us to the job screen. Starting in the top left, we have the job time. Here we can see that this job is for ASAP. However, should it have been pre-booked, the time and the letters PB would have been displayed instead. Top right, we have the payment type. We can see for this job it is a pay-in-car job. This means it will be either a cash payment or a card payment via SMS text link. Next, we have the customer's name. This is followed by a generic number which replaces both the driver and customer's number in accordance to the new GDPR regulations. Please be aware that all these calls are recorded, so remember to remain courteous and polite during every call. Should you wish to contact your customer at any point, this can be done by tapping on the number. This will take you through to the phone section of the device where you will be able to speak with the customer. Pressing the PDA's back button will return you to the job details once you have finished. Then we have the fare, which here we can see is £5 and fixed. Finally, we have the pickup address, destination and the vehicle type, which in this case is a 4-seater. Now we have read all the relevant details, we can now start the job. Once we have arrived, we can go ahead and tap the Arrived button. This will activate customer callback service, which will notify the customer of our arrival. By activating the Waiting Time button, the customer will be afforded 5 minutes free of charge to arrive. 30 pence per minute will be added automatically should the passengers exceed this. Once the passenger has arrived, we can go ahead and press the Passenger on Board or the POB button. We can now set off for our destination of the train station. Routes should always be based on the shortage mileage and adjusted accordingly in the case of a meter job where a longer route has been taken. Should the passengers need to stop at any point during the journey, the Waiting Time button should be pressed. This will activate immediately and 30 pence per minute will be added. It is important to remember to deactivate this upon the customer's return. Carrying on with our journey, the next thing we must do is press our STC or Soon to Clear button. This should only be done 5 minutes before reaching our destination and in turn will make us available for a follow-on job. If a follow-on job is offered, simply accept by tapping OK at the bottom of the screen. The job will then be saved and stored for us until we have completed our current job. Once we have arrived at our destination, pressing stop will pause the job and payment can now be collected. We are now presented with the following options. It is important we select the right payment method here to avoid not getting paid. In this case, the customer has paid by cash, so we would simply select cash. However, should a customer wish to pay by a linked card, then card can be pressed. If the customer wishes to pay with an unlinked card, the SMS button can be selected. With the customer's permission, you can now enter the customer's number and then the fare. Should the customer need the text link sent to a different mobile number, this can be changed. However, in this case, we can go ahead and press send. Pressing send will send a message and a please wait icon will be displayed on the PDA while the customer completes their payment. Account booking. In this example, we are receiving a system job offer. We can decline these if we are currently sitting in position 1 for an upcoming job. However, in this case, we will accept. We have an account job. Again, as before, it is important to read all the relevant job details. Straight away, we can see that we have a few differences to our last job. The job type is now showing as account. We have the account name beneath and the fare is metered. We can now go through the same process as before, pressing arrived once we have reached the customer, activating the waiting time and pressing POB once the customer is on board. Now on our way, you can see the price starts at £6. It will stay at £6 until the minimum mileage is reached, and then rise in 50p increments thereafter. At this point, it is important to always remember to charge the customer based on the shortest route possible. If you find yourself needing to take an alternative longer route, for whatever reason, the meter should be stopped when the mileage has reached that of the shortest route. Now nearing our destination, we can signal that we are soon to clear, and once we have arrived, pressing stop to stop the job. Selecting account on the payment screen will complete the job. Please note, some of our large account customers may request a signature of the passenger travelling. In this case, upon pressing stop, you will be prompted to remove your device, turn it sideways, and have the customer sign the screen with his or her finger. App booking. Here we have another example, and this time we have a job where the customer has booked using the ABC Booking app. The customer also wishes to pay using a card, which they have linked to the booking app. We can see this as it states Visa or MasterCard in the job type. Again, we can go through the same process as before, pressing arrived, POB, STC and stop at the appropriate points. However, completing the job this time by selecting the card option on the payment screen followed by submit. Please note you must wait for the successful transaction message before letting the customer leave the vehicle. If the transaction should fail more than once, the cash button can then be pressed, reverting the job to a cash booking, and the cash should then be collected. IVR Booking. The last booking type we have is an IVR booking. IVR bookings are made when customers utilise our automated booking service. As we can see in this example, although we have the pickup address of the bus station, we do not have the destination. In this case, we can go ahead and press both arrived when we have arrived and POB when the passenger is on board. It is at this point we can see we are now presented with a drop-down menu containing all the available zones. After asking your passenger where they would like to go, using your ABC A to Z Street to Zone guide, simply select the relevant zone for the destination. Now we have done that, we can see that the job has updated to a fixed price of £6. As with all job bookings, if for any reason a customer wishes to change the destination, this can be done by selecting the Options button and then Update Job. Again, you will be able to select the zone in which you will be finishing, and the price and zone will be updated accordingly. If I select Horsford, the destination zone has been updated and the job is now on a meter. We can now continue with this job as normal and complete it by selecting the correct payment type. No-shows. Here we have arrived at a customer's address. Having pressed our Arrived button and waited, we have had no response from the customer. Should the passengers not arrive within 10 minutes of the pre-booked time or the point of arrival for an ASAP booking, and every effort has been made to contact the customer, we can go ahead and select the Options button and then No-show. This will notify the dispatcher you wish to no-show the job, and they will then remove it. Please note, the system will not allow for early no-shows. A message will be displayed telling you that you must wait until such a time before requesting a no-show. If you have spoken to the customer and they wish to cancel, you can then notify Base by the Base button and select the predefined message, "Customer has cancelled, please void job." Waze Navigation. After accepting a job like the one we have here and confirming the details, to activate the Waze Navigation, we simply need to press the Options button and then Navigation. This will bring up the Waze Navigation app. As we are yet to have pressed our Arrived button, the pickup address will be preloaded. To start, press Go Now, or to check the available routes, tap anywhere in the bottom bar and then Routes. Once at your pickup point, the navigation can be closed by pressing the device's back button and then Shut Down. This will return you to the job screen. After arriving at the pickup point, pressing Arrived and POB, again by pressing the Options button and then Navigation, this time the destination address will be preloaded instead. Please note that the navigation will only be set to the pre-programmed job details on the screen and may require your intervention from time to time. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to working with you. Please feel free to direct any further questions you may have to the management team.